Yeah, thank you, Christoph, and honorable guests. Dear friends, it's a real pleasure to see so many of you for the second time here in the FIFA headquarters, and so many new faces that join our global coalition to shape the world of sports and maybe open new chapters where it took a wrong direction. I mean, it is a powerful coalition that is united in this room, from the United Nations over world federations like FIFA, over WADA to the Council of Europe, the European Union, businesses, media, sports clubs. I think we are a coalition that could open a new chapter where really things went wrong in the last years and maybe decades even. I did sport all my life, and since I'm a left-hander, I was quite asked in my handball team and football team, and it was not professional, but it was part of my life, and it shaped myself. And last week I was in Gabon in West Africa. They organized the next African championship of football next year, and when you see the kids playing in the dust, even with Coca-Cola cans, how much excitement is behind. And I think what you showed, even from your team, FC Basel, that is part of the beauty of sports, the unpredictability, that you cannot know from the beginning who is winning, and that by your skills, you perform and you can succeed. And that is the beauty of sport that we have to preserve. You all come here because you share concerns that things go wrong. And we are part of a movement that is growing around the world to really criticize and to show alternatives. And I'm really pleased by what we have heard already here on the podium. Very good examples, best practices from companies, from clubs, from federations. So it is possible. You can have success. You can make business with sport, but on clear rules. And it is ethics and leadership. President Infantino was stressing the leadership part of it. It's a sort of mindset, whether a leader of a club, of a company, of a federation wants to have a clean sport, or whether he is already himself not clear what is the purpose of his mandate and his responsibility. So let's work for this, and I think that we get more and more support from the people. They don't want to be cheated. When I go to a football game, I want to be sure that the referee is objective. I want to be sure that the players are, let's say, doing it for the sake of the game. And I was not looking 2 years Tour de France because I thought all of them are doped. Nobody of them had not taken doping. So why should I see that? I can go to a cycling race in my region and have fun of this one. And on the Olympic Games, actually, I didn't look at the swimming competitions. I was fed up with records where you don't trust that they are really clean. You see that there is resistance, even with sports fans, to follow these sorts of misbehaviors. Now, yesterday evening, we reflected on one thing among many others, on mega sport events. It's definitely Olympic Games, and it is the World Football Championship. I think the alarm bells should ring that we got football, as Willy Lemke was saying, in Qatar in the middle of the summer. You could have now the Winter Olympics in Beijing, where there is hardly snow. So this is all going in the wrong direction. And when I see in my own country, in Germany, that Berlin even dared to put a candidature, that Hamburg had a lot of hope, but then the population said no. And the same was in St. Moritz, where they said, stay away, we don't want the Winter Olympics. So something has to develop with mega sports events. And there are some very good ideas. First, for the transparency of the selection process. Willy Lemke was saying it. Enlarge the body who decides. Not one person, not 7 persons, but let's say the conquest. As FIFA has done, and I congratulate the new FIFA that they have made this development. Have a corporate, let's say, responsibility and corporate conduct where transparency is the logo for the whole process, and have an open debate why you favor this place or the other place. Give your arguments and not behind closed doors, let's say, make dirty deals. And all of this has to be reflected, because today already we have problems, and in the future we will have more problems. And world sports are uniting the youth of the world, and that's the beauty. They all come, and if you hear the sports people, they say, it was wonderful. It was the event in my life, and they love it. And we should not, let's say, accept that it is alienated, and that even the people on the city and the region are hostile to it. They should welcome it. And maybe one has better to explain the benefits of such an extraordinary event, but as well organize it in a way that the benefits are there when the event after 2 or 3 weeks is over. And there are good practices. I think Munich was a good one in '72. London, in my opinion, is a good one. Athens was a bad one. I have seen the sports facilities in Athens, so they are not used anymore. And so I think it is possible, and therefore welcome all of you to come together again in FIFA headquarters. We, with my colleague Mark Tarabella, we have a sports intergroup in the European Parliament. Modern sport emanated from Europe. So I think we have to be a good example without being superstitious. We do all the mistakes that the others do as well. But there is a leadership, and I think Europe should be a leader. I'm very grateful that the Council of Europe does so much in this field. We sometimes have a joke that the Council of Europe has the good ideas, and the European Union has sometimes the money to do it. So if good ideas and the financing and the legislation comes together, I think we can open that new chapter. And maybe, Mark, next year we would invite all of you to have another event in the European Parliament in Brussels. And thank you all for coming this time to Zurich. Thank you.